Obviously, Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But usually, when the GOAT debate comes up, most people will act like there's no genuine case for Kobe. From my experience, if you suggest it, you'll usually get scoffed at, laughed at, or even mocked for simply bringing it up. In most cases, the major reason why people respond like this is because most people agree that Kobe wasn't even the most accomplished player at his position. That was Michael Jordan. MJ had more championships, more MVPs, and far more finals MVPs, while being the more accomplished defensive player and while being the more efficient field goal shooter. Again, reasons like these are why Michael Jordan is my GOAT as well. But the thing is, there's no definitive way to solidify the rankings. It's all a matter of opinion. Usually people like me acknowledge MJ as the GOAT because he was the most overall accomplished and iconic player. But saying that it's completely subjective, there's other ways to look at this debate. For example, Bill Russell was the greatest winner, as he secured 11 championships, and his game was played in such a way that allowed his team to thrive around him. So who are we to argue against his case, when he has the best case on winning basketball? Another angle on the GOAT debate is boiling it down to who was the most impressive, in the sense of which player overcame the most. Another way of putting it is which player made the most of the cards that he was dealt. In my opinion, there's a really strong case for Kobe in that regard, as he had to deal with things that many other greats never had to deal with. For one, Kobe didn't have a single all-star supporting him during the prime of his career. Think about how many GOAT candidates can't say that. Michael Jordan can't make that claim because he had Scottie Pippen. LeBron James can't make that claim because he had Dwayne Wade. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird each had a collection of all-stars supporting them in their primes. Yet for Kobe Bryant, he had no other all-star help when he was between the ages of 26 and 28. He had guys like Chris Mim, Kwame Brown, Luke Walton, and Smush Parker regularly in the starting lineup. Those are guys who would struggle to get roster spots on most other teams in that era. But due to some of the organization's poor choices after the departure of Shaquille O'Neal, that's what the Mamba had to work with during his absolute apex. Every team who opposed the Lakers in those years were solely focused on containing Bryant. Yet the Mamba still averaged as high as 35 points per game while being first team all defense. He dropped 81 points against the Raptors, including 55 points in the second half alone. He dropped 62 points in just 3 quarters, single-handedly outscoring the Mavericks, who would go on to the NBA Finals that season. He scored at least 50 points in 4 straight games, and he managed to do all of this while playing during one of the lowest scoring eras of NBA history. Just imagine how different some legacies would look if the players didn't have any quality support during their prime. Imagine Michael Jordan with no help between 1991 and 1993. Imagine LeBron James with no help between 2012 and 2014. Imagine Shaquille O'Neal with no help between 2000 and 2002. It completely changes everything, and certainly drops their ring count severely, while also dropping their standings among the all-time greats. Kobe should have been competing for championships those years, but instead, he had to settle for just 5 rings, as if that isn't impressive enough. Kobe's help, or lack thereof, was only a part of the equation though. The other aspect that truly makes the Mamba's legacy insanely impressive is the fact that he accomplished so much despite having one of the longest lists of injuries that the game of basketball has ever seen. Just look at this graphic of the Mamba and evaluate everything he had to go through in order to succeed. Based on this list, Kobe should be a massive what if, and not a freaking GOAT candidate. How do you sprain so many limbs, break so many bones, and tear so many ligaments, yet you still manage to accumulate 5 championships, 2 scoring titles, 12 all-defense teams, an MVP, and end up being 4th on the NBA's all-time scoring list? That wasn't supposed to happen. Nowadays, players sit out games just because they're tired. But Kobe went out there and won his 5th championship ring while having a broken index finger on his shooting hand. After Kobe's famous 05-06 season, he had arthroscopic knee surgery, which is a procedure that has devastated the careers of some of the most promising players of all time, like Penny Hardaway, for example. Yet Kobe went on to break records and win 2 more championships with a totally different group from the one he helped win the first 3. Essentially, Kobe was a warrior on the court, and his resume should not have been as strong as it ended up being. Yes, we can talk about the numbers, stats, and ring counts, but Kobe overcame stuff because of his attributes that are well beyond the stat sheet. During his playing days, Kobe broke his shooting hand. He tore ligaments in his right wrist. He tore his rotator cuff. He fractured his knee, tore his Achilles, dislocated fingers, broke fingers, severely sprained both ankles numerous times, and he underwent numerous major surgeries on his shoulders, knees, and feet. And again, beyond the injuries, don't forget about the talent. Give 1993 Michael Jordan, Luke Walton, Smush Parker, and Lamar Odom, and see how far he gets. Same can be said for just about any other great player in the top 10 list. To summarize it all, no one overcame more to achieve a top 10 resume than Kobe Bryant did. And from that very specific and unique angle, one can at least make the argument that he's the most impressive player in NBA history. Although he's not my choice as the GOAT, I would at least hear a respectable argument from someone who believes he is. So what do you guys think? Is there any player who had to overcome greater obstacles than the Mamba? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.